But yeah, all right. Player ranking. So again, we're just gonna do the same thing as last time. So mix 18 and 19, mix 21, 22, and then mix them all together. I have been thinking about what we're gonna do once we get all the lists together. Um, like how we're gonna piece this together because it's still gonna be a pain. I think at that point, I think I'm gonna like run through each list and then kind of break everyone into like sub tiers within the list, and then like compare the sub tiers to the other list sub tiers. I think it's probably how I'm gonna approach it. We'll see. Whatever. Um, but yeah. What was the other thing I was gonna talk? Oh, Q. We should talk about Q. Not that I don't think anything really like maybe it changes. I don't know. So like Q, obviously he got booted on 50 since last time. Um, I don't think anything changes here, right? Within 46, it's like for me, I was like very close on Q and Tiffany as a player before 46, and like my opinion of Q does go up. Um, but ultimately, like Tiffany's will too. So it's like I can move Q up right now, like above Tiffany, if we're because I think like Q post 50 is better than Tiffany pre 50. But like ultimately, like Tiffany's gonna likely be above Q by the end anyway, right? Like unless Tiffany goes out next tribal, and like really flounders, then like more than likely, like Tiffany's gonna end up being above Q anyway. Um, but I do think for now I would move Q up, and yeah, I think. Huh. Okay, I'm debating the tiers right now. I think I will give him the light blue. Like if like Allison from David's Goliath is light blue. I feel like Q is light blue. Like I think Q like even though he was booted early on this season, I think he did well. He's worse than Sage. Is he? I don't know if he. I mean, like I think they're around the same level, genuinely. Um, yeah, I think they're like. Eh. Um, like Sage isn't like I think they're both very flawed in the same way. Or like I think they're both like strategic players, but definitely do react emotionally at points. Both had like limited win equity. Um, yeah, it's like I think pre 50 they're like very similar. I would say post 50 it might be enough to put Q like in the next tier. Um, uh, Q did beat Sage and Zoo. Actually, I generally forgot about that. That is insane. I definitely forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot that Q and Sage actually were traders together. Um, yeah, that's kind of insane. Anyway, all right. So let's actually do this. I think it's easy. Tyson JT above Russell. So okay, we're starting off with 18 and 19. Um, yeah, I think that's fine. Russell versus Fishback. I think Fishback's better. See, okay, this is kind of the tough thing is that Russell technically beats all of these people except for Steven. Like, because, okay, this is what my gut is. I feel like my gut is Coach above Russell and then Russell here. But, like, the weird thing is that Russell beats literally all these people outside of Fishback. Um, and, like, I think Tyson, like, there's enough differentiating there. But, like, I think it's, like, in terms of, like, here's the villains, like, Russell does outplay fuck me, dude, JT. And then, like, really, like, outplays Coach. So like I think that is a bit of a weird thing about it. But like ultimately, like I feel very confident that Russell's above these three. Like I feel very confident that I think Coach is the one I would debate a bit more. Um, but things like I think Coach's South Pacific game is better than like any of Russell's games. Um, Sandra outplayed Benjamin. I mean, yeah, but a lot of people outplayed Benjamin. um, Would I add redemption cast to my stream? Like I've done it already. Like I literally have all the boots added. Like I've been adding them in. Like there's Daniel and Kat, and then um, yeah, Russell, and then I think this is probably fine of the Natalie and Brett next. Okay, like breaking this up, I feel like Taj and Aaron are going to be around the Jason level. I think is kind of where my read is. Russell and Coach are nearly the same at pre 50. That's probably the case. Which is what makes it weird because like Russell does beat Coach. And like obviously like we haven't seen enough from 50 to really like prop up Coach too much, but Taj better than Jason. I guess. I don't know if it's by much, but yeah, I guess. Like the problem with Jason is that Jason just like lost steam. Like I think Jason's like a very like competent player, but he just like couldn't handle the conditions of Samoa. Like if he was on the new era, I think Jason does a lot better. Well, Taj is someone that like she started off well, and then like her game kind of dies in the post merge. Like she's really just not doing anything, and she's just on the bottom of her like group. And also doesn't even have like that much win equity. So it's like I don't know. Yeah, I think Dave Ball and Debbie feel similar. Dude, the bottom actually, dude. There's so many shit players on this on these 2 seasons. Taj did Premier's never let anything. Yeah, it's like I think there were good ideas there. I think she like her and Brendan trying to do the Exile Alliance. That was a great idea, but she didn't do it. Who's the most untapped potential player of all time? Maybe it's like Brian Corbin or something. Aaron above Taj. I could see it. Like Aaron definitely was a much more versatile player. Like, do I have good comparisons here? Like, where would Taj even be? Like, amongst these. Like, she's probably like... no, not even that. I don't know. Maybe like Leanne level? I generally don't know. Aaron had 0 win equity? I don't think she had 0 win equity. Like, I think it's possible she beats Taj. Against Steven, she's like, what, a vote away? Taj definitely beats Aaron? I don't know about that. Like, the thing about Taj is that everyone knew she was rich. Like, I don't know if they would have wanted to vote for Taj at the end. Like, obviously they liked Taj. Like, no one disliked Taj. But, like, in terms of, like, the reality of the game, it's like, people, like, I don't think people wanted to give Taj more money. Was the format 50? Yeah, I don't know when the doubles are happening. The merge, like, spoiler for when the jury starts, at least. Like, we know jury starts at 14. Technically, we don't know when the merge actually is, though. How much do I fault Taj for being rich? I don't necessarily fault her much as a player, but like it's something that's definitely like always going to factor into her like winner prospects. Like genuinely, I feel more confident in Aaron as a player than Taj. Like Aaron at least like flips, like has shown her like perpetually to flip on her lines if she feels on the bottom. She is the person to first mention taking out Tyson. She does like get Steven to consider taking out JT. From Survivor, would I do the Liz Wilcox move? No. Wait, do I know the merge boot and the next boot for US or like in general for 50? No, not 100%. Aaron's picked over Taj to go to 3, yeah. And that was because of Steven. But yeah, I think, yeah, I feel okay about it, actually. I do feel okay with Aaron being above Taj. Like, my current gut is that I feel like Aaron is probably, like, a little bit below Eliza. I think, like, Aaron and Eliza are very similar players, but obviously Eliza came back again. And, like, her next appearance isn't good, but, like, I feel like she's probably, like, below Eliza. Like, right below Eliza. Where I feel like Taj is, like, in the Leanne, like, maybe Tawana, like, sort of level. And then... Yeah, I don't know where Jason is. I think he probably will land below Taj. Like, I think they're actually kind of similar. Genuinely, like, I think they're very similar. Like, they start off the game pretty well. Like, they start off the game, generally, like, Jason probably had more influence in the game than Taj ever did. Orphan 50 has been spoiled. Nothing, like, pretty much nothing 100%. Like, actually, no, I'm dumb. The entire post-jury, pre-jury is spoiled in terms of, like, who the people are. Outside of that, nothing's 100%. Though the winner is, like, seemingly down to 2 people. I'm suspecting that Jimmy Fallon thing might not be until, like, late into the game. Or, like, post-merge, at least. Jason above, some was one of the toughest seasons. Yeah, it's like, I think, like, to me, it's like, I feel like Jason played better than Taj at the beginning of the game. And, like, both of them kind of, like, just lost steam post-merge. So, yeah, I do feel like Jason's better than Taj. Though they're kind of, like, of a similar caliber player, though. I think it's very possible Mergatory is the thing on this season. But yeah, then Dave Ball versus well, I guess actually we can move these here because I feel okay about that. Yeah, Debbie versus Dave Ball. I think Dave Ball. Well, Dave Ball, I think like perfectly fits into like the Alex Angarita, the Adam, like Austin, Nick Stanberry, like that sort of grouping. Debbie. Is Debbie above or below? There's maybe an argument that she could be above. I feel like she feels more in line of like maybe like a Gary Hogaboom. But I don't know. It's like I think the tough thing about her is that I don't know where she necessarily stands in the Timbira power structure. Were people actually taking Debbie to the end? Also, when spoiling the votes have not been real. People obviously know who won. Like that isn't in the first 2, maybe 3 episodes. Should ever be shown. Yeah, but like obviously they wanted to hype up Jimmy Fallon and Mr. Beast. I that's why I suspect. I think Tyson and Coach would have taken each other over Debbie. Like Debbie at least showed like a killer instinct to a degree of like her being willing to turn on the Coach. But like also, I don't know if that actually was good in that spot. Like gut wise, my gut says Dave is a better player than Debbie. I'm just trying to like piece together like is that consistent with what I've already done? Because I feel very solid that Dave is like in this, like he's like Alex Angarita. But I'm not sure if Debbie being there is consistent. But I'll go with my gut for now, though. I do feel like my gut is Dave is better than Debbie. Does it make her like Tijuana? kind of, but Tawana was also like harmed by like the outcasts of it all, though. So I kind of gave her a boost because of that. Why is the production crack down spoilers more? I mean, like, because like most people don't give a shit about spoilers. I think is the reality of it. Like it's such like a minor part of the community that like doesn't care and doesn't really change like viewership. Like yeah, I don't know. It's like I just don't know how much they would ever care to really do to crack down on it. I don't believe spoilers for A Redemption are wrong. Yeah, production is literally the ones that spoiled themselves the entire pre-jury post-jury. So I mean, yeah. I think this next grouping is well, okay. I think Kelly Sharbaugh and Mick are definitely above Brendan. Laura Moret, I think, is also probably above Brendan, and I think Monica's probably also above Brendan too, right? I think those are fine. I kind of want to move Kelly Sharbaugh up above Debbie, to be honest. Because I kind of feel like Dave Bolin, Kelly Sharbaugh are like not that far apart. I mean, like, she's going to be like Michelle Yee level. I'll keep it. I'll keep it there. Russ Swan versus Brendan Sincott. Ooh, Ashley Trainer up. She's definitely not that different from Jackie. I don't know. We'll talk about it when we get to it. I think she's probably like Sydney Wheeler level, right? So maybe she should be higher. But yeah, Brendan or Russell Swan, I think is interesting. Like, I think Brendan's a better player. Like, I think Brendan's I think Brendan's a player that I would have more faith in than Russell. But I think Russell's Samoa game is probably better than Brendan's Tocantins game. And like, obviously Philippines isn't good, but he still got down to 3 on that tribe. The swan symbol. I haven't really gotten to the swan of it all on the Rumo video, because that's like the 20th, right? May 20th or May 21st. Anyway, it's after after Philip gets eliminated. So that's soon. I think Russell's less likely to go out first in the merge. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I think Russell was someone that like I think he makes it fairly deep on Samoa. I don't think he wins, but I think he's probably like final 7, final 8 boot. Like he's probably somewhere in that range. Which like obviously like Brendan's 9th place, but like again, the cast size is different, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I think I'll give it to Russell. Like, I think Brendan is technically a better player, but I think I'll give it to Russell for the sake of this ranking. Then... Okay, this is a bit tough. Brendan versus Fincher? Who's more annoying, Spoiler Girl, OK Line? Probably OK Line, right? Will Muffin be... Fuck me, dude, I hit Mike. Will Muffin be a top 150 player? There's a chance. I'm not banking on it, though. Yeah, Brendan... Like, so Brendan started off better, I think. Like, Brendan was at least, like, part of the initial Majority Alliance. John was never in the Majority Alliance. He was just kind of there. And it's like, at least Brendan did, like... Yeah, I think ultimately I'll go Brendan. Because I think Brendan is, like, a similar style of player. But at least, like, had a better start than John Fincher. Because, like, even though he fails by the end to flip against Coach and them, like, he at least tries. Like, he still at least had that killer instinct to be like, oh, Coach and them are coming after me, so I guess I'll, like, try to take them out. OK Line's a spoiler thing. It's the account that's claiming one of the spoiled results, and doing so obnoxiously. I think Fincher here. Because I don't think there's that big of a difference between Fincher and Brendan. Then, okay, I think this is where it's so Ashley Trainer might go up. I think Ashley might be around where Sydney is. Kind of makes sense to me. Like, survived a decent amount of tribals. Didn't really do that much like actively wrong. Ashley above Fincher? I don't know. I think that's a step too far. Like ultimately, it's like we got to see more Fincher. Fincher's at least like someone that is like a very versatile player. Like with Ashley, it's like, what do we really see from Ashley? She's just there voting with the majority, and like gets like kind of screwed by the fact that there was rain. She wasn't able to campaign for herself, but it's like there's not much to really praise from Ashley. So like I feel like Joe, and then I think it's like a debate between Ashley and Sydney. I might go Ashley above Sydney. Not really sure. Is she similar to Jackie? I mean, Jackie was at least in a majority alliance. It seems like it would have stuck together had they been like not swap screwed. Like Ashley was like actually voted out by the people she had an initial relationship with. So I feel like there's a difference there. It was his tweets. He's playing coach. Was this Vincent Cassell? Okay, cool. I don't know who that is. Who's the most swap screwed pre-merger of the new era? Pre-merger. Oh yeah, pre-merger, like I'm like MC, like, but she didn't go. But yeah, like obviously if they went to tribal, but like, I don't know, are we including that? Is it Jason? Like maybe. Which I'm assuming that's the answer you wanted from it. But this dude's challenge strength though? Yeah, but like if she was good enough socially, then she wouldn't have been voted out because of challenge strength. Like Natalie White wasn't that good at challenges. Natalie White didn't get fucking voted out. Like that's still a flaw in you as a player. I think my gut's this. My gut's this. And then Sierra versus Shambo. Like Sierra's a better player on paper. Shambo's more effective, for what that's worth. Jason gets more screen time in this chat than Survivor. That's probably the case. Yeah, I like so like Shambo. I feel like it's easy to put her on these like lists. Like I feel like she's like kind of like she's like where like Christy Smith is, right? Like maybe where like Sean and maybe just Sean. Yeah, so I think Sierra's probably still above her. Then I think I'll go Eric Cardona next. And then I'll consider Liz Kim. I think Liz Kim and Spencer, that's fine as a comparison. Which one's better, though? I think Liz definitely survived more tribals, right? Spencer's probably a player that has more potential in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I think I'll go Liz above Spencer. Eric above Shambo. I could see it. I'm just more so debating on where I'm actually putting Eric. I think the fact that his entire alliance flipped on him, though, is very bad. Or, like, his entire tribe, I mean. Like, he is someone that has, like, some skill for the game. Like, he's a very proactive player. But he's just, like, a very ineffective player. I think, actually, looking at it here, I think Shambo is going to be where Karen is. Like, better. But I think she's going to be around Karen is. I think Eric's going to be, like, with Kobe, right? So, yeah, I think I'll put Eric above. Which, if that's the case, then, like, should Eric be above Sierra as well? Because I kind of feel like that's the case then. Because I also feel like Sierra's probably in this sort of grouping. Yeah, I kind of feel like Eric is above. Like, I feel like Sydney and Ashley Trainer are probably going to be, like, in this, like, James Miller sort of level. Eric is, like, here with, like, Kobe and Brian. Doesn't Shambo win against Russell and Jason? I don't know who the fuck wins. Like, we don't know, like, for sure, or, like, who wins, but everyone gets a vote, at least. Maybe. Actually, I don't know if Jason even gets a vote, to be fair. But, like, it's a train wreck. Oh, yeah, fuck. Yeah, I forgot about that. Is that good enough? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Dave Ball, it was very anti-Shambo, but, like, he also didn't want to vote for Russell or Jason. I do think he would have voted for Russell in that spot, though. Like, okay, like, looking at all the votes, it's like Laura, I know, votes Shambo. Eric votes Shambo. Like, John probably votes Russell. Fuck. How the fuck did they do that? Kobe Bryant, my favorite NBA player, yeah. Well, yeah, but Monica said, like, that post show. Like, I think Monica is in the spot where, like, she was not voting for Russell on the island, but regrets that now. Russell or Steven strategically? Steven. I don't think that's an argument for me. Anyway, Jerry Sims is probably next, right? I think he's better than Mike Barassi. Those two first, not like they're that far apart. I think they're actually, like, very, like, similar style players, but yeah. Then Mike Barassi, then Ben. Is Ben this high? Do I really want to put Ben this high? Ugh. I guess. I don't really like like, obviously Ben's a shit person. He did at least, like, seemingly control the Marisa vote and then the Betsy vote. But also for him to be, like, the strongest person on his tribe and him proceed to be voted out in that spot is pretty ferocious. Ferocious? What the fuck? Whatever. I think this is fine. Mike's not better than him. Mike's more like socially than Ben. But yeah, I think that's actually fair, though. I think I will go this. Generally, actually, I think there's an argument between Jerry and him. But I think Jerry being sick and, like, people liking Jerry more blatantly and whatever, I'll put Jerry above. These people, I think Carolina's the worst. I think it's kind of easy. So, like, on paper, Betsy's the best. But also, it's like, I think if you were to ask me between all these players, who's the best, it's Betsy. Is that founded in the game? Not really. I did not. There's a Russell Hans Sophie B collab? Why? Yasmin might be worse than Carolina. No, I think Carolina's worse, especially based on what we've heard post show and everything. Where like Stevens like said a billion times that Carolina's the worst player in Survivor history. I think it's actually an argument between her and Candace. Like, I think her and Candace are like on a similar level. And then it's probably Sandy, then Marissa and Betsy. Even though, like, again, like Betsy and Marissa like played poorly, like pretty poorly. But like I think there's at least like a semblance of like potential in them. Like they at least had like decent reads on the people around them, but like just didn't do like well. I don't know. Like they obviously didn't do the great socially. Where like Sandy, like the argument with you, Sandy like survived the single tribal spot where like how the fuck did she survive a single tribal? But like also, it's not like Sandy's ever gonna like have much like skill in the actual game. So like I would like I think at least Betsy's better than Sandy to me. Marisa, I think you could argue more because Marisa was very confrontational and yeah, it was like ostracized herself from the tribe by the end. But Sandy's just someone that's like so easily gonna be like just fodder early on. I feel like, or like Sandy's gonna be around where Jillian is, in the grand scheme of things. That is Maurice's skill is telling Russell that he's lying to her. Yeah. She's driving single trial because there was an even worse player than her. Yeah. I think I'll go this. I think Betsy's better. But I might go this. And like, yeah, where are these two? Yasmin had more like people like kind of wanting her to stay, seemingly. Like Candace only had Aaron. Like with Yasmin, it's like the men's group like wanted her to stay, but just didn't really have the numbers. That is true. Like she did get the other tribe to hate her, which is really bad. I think I'll go Candace above. I think Candace had more skill to the game. Like I don't know if Yasmin was someone that was like really thinking about the game like too intensely. Where like Candace at least like was able to pick out, okay, Coach is someone that like is seemingly running the tribe and we should go after Coach, and at least like tried to do something. So yeah, I'll do that. So that's 18, 19. Now 21, 22. Which is slightly smaller, right? Oh no, it's gonna end up being the same. Oh, it's the same amount of people. Fuck me. I was thinking there were less people, but I guess not because yeah, only 22 has returnees. Okay, how should we do this? Play here, I guess. All right. Is Andrew the best? I think Andrew is the best of these, right? Has 3 appearances, makes it deep every time. Struggles to like get into a winning position. But like I think Sash is better. I don't know. I think we do the bottom fairly easily. I think this is like clearly the bottom 2. Like I don't think there's much of an argument for Krista Klump. I think Krista Klump and Kelly Bruno are on similar levels. What's funny is that Francesca, I think, is probably on the top of the Reds of this. I forgot I had Alina so low. Shannon above Wendy. I don't know. Well, again, we talked this through when it was happening. It's like I think Shannon's so much like actively worse as a player. I think the like obviously the aspects of Wendy being someone that like is probably going to be an early boot every time. Like that's something you factor in there. She also did self-sabotage, but like did Shannon self-sabotage more? Jimmy Johnson's too high. I don't know. Jimmy Johnson's not good though. I mean, like Jimmy Johnson's like he's probably Mike Barassi level. So it's like depends on where you have Mike Barassi. Like maybe I guess like maybe Kelly Bruno and Krista are above him. Did he actually lead a majority alliance though? He didn't really. Like he set up one and then it immediately crumbled at the first like opportunity. It's like he didn't really lead a majority alliance. He actually kicked away like the people from the majority alliance. Jimmy Johnson, the most untapped potential, obviously. I'm thinking Jimmy T now. I mean, Jimmy T at least got Jimmy Johnson out. But still, I feel like Wendy Jo, like Wendy Jo, someone that like could theoretically make it to the end. Never win, but could theoretically make it to the end. Shannon, I don't even know if he can even make it to the end. I don't know if Shannon can even make it out of the first like couple rounds. Like I think Shannon Elkins is a genuinely like horrific player. Is Shan better than Rogue? Probably. Like I think like archetype wise he is, in the sense that like he at least is someone that like can be looked at as a physical asset to where he wouldn't be the first boot. In fact that Rogue doesn't even have that. This is surviving over some of the same name boosts your resume, obviously. But so it's like Jimmy T actually got Jimmy Johnson out. Rogue was decent physically. Was she though? And not to the point where like people would like keep you around for your physical strength though. And we're doing the typical thing. Ranking Survivor players. Jeff never blocked Wendy Jo. That is true. I did have to mention Corinne. Oh, dude, actually, I forgot on the Rumo video. I got past Corinneization. I literally just edited that segment last night. So that's something. Chance of Vinny Lip returning Big Brother, like 10%. I don't know. Depends on when the next fraternity season is, and even then, it's like I think they would have to have like I think it would have to be like a full blown season, not just like half and half for like 3 fraternities. Well, I say 3, I'm at 4, but either way. Corinne is Asian. I mean, I don't know if I mean I could literally play the part of the video. Every single time I go to the fucking video, it's auto saving. Like can't just like not be auto saving sometime. And of course it's now frozen. Oh well. Kelly Bruno versus Krista Klump. I think I'll Kelly. Actually, I don't know. It's kind of a tough one. Krista Klump had a more like solid grouping of allies. Kelly Bruno didn't really have anyone really. It's like she was with Alina, but like even Alina was willing to vote her out. Corinne is more Asian American. You need to understand that. That is funny. All the 50 contestants who I think is most likely to return again. Q. At this point. It's tragedy. Mickey's gone. I mean, obviously, yeah. Krista had an old hag tribe, to be fair. I mean, I think I'm gonna go Kelly Bruno below. Like Kelly Bruno, yeah, it's like I think her being booed in the spot that she is like pretty atrocious. She also like had no one like really like no one's like really loyal to her. Krista's looking like a 4-time player if he wants it. I mean, also very possible. Is Krista Klump most mother player in Survivor history? Obviously. But does ever unfreeze? There we go. Where the fuck is the Corinneization segment? There it is. I generally don't even remember how the segment plays out. Is this the Corinneization? But Corinne being speculated did lead to probably one of the funniest spirals on the online community throughout this entire process, as one of the points for why Corinne would be a contender at this point is because of diversity. Because
Corinne is Asian.
What are you guys doing right now?
Which, again, such a ridiculous statement here. And again, very funny. This literally actually got back to Corinne. She ends up commenting on this, being just appalled.
They're naming the persons of color. I haven't been listening.
What are you?
That's a great question.
Which, again, was just a very humorous thing to happen.
Stephanie is Italian. Corinne is Asian.
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 Anyway, move on. Yeah. And she's giving nothing this season. I thought she was fun this last episode. I don't say she's giving nothing. She wasn't giving much before that. Yeah, obviously I mentioned the Stephanie's Italian thing too. Cousin and Mother Eve being on the older women tribe she played in Panama. That's funny. Actually, yeah, is Genevieve? I think Genevieve's older than Cherie when she first played, right? Like Genevieve when she first played is older than Cherie when she first played. That's kind of insane. If not, they're at least around the same age. Like, I definitely know she's older now than what Cherie was. As an Italian, debate was hilarious in real time, yeah. Yeah, I think I'll put them both above Jimmy Johnson now. Then... Is Jimmy T too high? And he at least led a vote. That's something, right? He's pretty bad at everything else. But he at least, like, led one vote. Was Cherie 35? Oh, it's Melinda that was 32. I was thinking Cherie was 32. But it's Melinda that was 32, wasn't it? Yeah, like, I think my gut is that Krista's a better player. I'm not sure how this works out in terms of, like, consistency with previous lists. Like, I think Jimmy T is, like, Dave Cruiser level. Where's Krista Klump? I would say above. Like, I think Kelly Bruno is probably in, like, the Flicka range. Like, Dave Cruz is probably with JP and yeah, okay, I could argue it. So yeah, I think I'll go above Kelly Bruno, below Krista. And then I think Francesca is just at the top of this, which is kind of funny. Because, like, I think she's, like, probably Mikey B level. Like, I think she's, like, probably towards the, like, the tip top of red. Is kind of what my gut tells me. Because, like, she's obviously an early boot, like, she's first boot both times. But, like, she comes, like, fairly close to staying both times also. Like, in 26, it's like, she seemed to actually be in a good spot right away. And it kind of crumbles to the spot where, like, part of the reason why they want to vote her out is because, like, it'd just be funny to vote her out first again. And then, first time around, it's like, again, she was just put in a rough spot, try breakdown-wise. And, like, you know, like, theoretically, almost made a move against Rob. Why is Francesca not purple? She got to pay checks with minimum suffering on the, I guess. I mean, what'd she get? Like, 22,000 from her Survivor career? Maybe more of that. They paid the returnees extra on Caramoan. Dave Cruz would do better on Morgan. Tribe is a man who gets naked for no reason. That is true. Yeah, all right. Alina and Stephanie feel similar-ish. I think Stephanie has more, like, skill demonstrated in the game. Like, especially she was able to, like, get David Murphy to go over to her side. I think that's something. Alina really wasn't able to get anybody on board. It's like the only person that doesn't vote for her by the end is Jane, and that was more of an anti-Marty thing. So yeah, I think my gut is Alina. And then, okay, cool. And then Stephanie. I actually think there's an argument Alina's even lower, to be honest. He's like, is Alina even that much better than, like, Krista Klump? But, like, at this point, is Francesca getting too high? But also, like, Alina and, like, Kelly Zarnecki, like, I think that's, like, a decent comparison, right? Like, I kind of actually feel like it makes sense to put her that low. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with it for now. Like, we'll see once we get later into it, but I should feel okay with that. Denver should be purple for purple tier reunion. Is it a purple tier reunion though? Anyway, Stephanie next. Maybe actually, I guess we could debate Tyrone. I think Tyrone. So Tyrone and Eve, I think, are kind of tied together. I don't think their games are that far apart outside of, like, they vote out Tyrone over Eve. But, like, they're both in similar spots in the tribe. They're working together. They're both, like, kind of in the middle of the two groups on the old person tribe. Get swap screwed. It's like they're very similar style of games. I think okay, I think on paper, Stephanie Valencia feels like a better player. Like, I think Stephanie, like, if you were to put Stephanie Valencia back on Survivor, I would have more faith in Stephanie Valencia than I would on Tyrone. However, I think the fact that Tyrone and Eve at least were able to play the middle on their starting tribe is more than what we really see from Stephanie. Even though I do think Stephanie probably has more, like, overall skill. So I think I will go Stephanie still next. And at this point, I think we debate these two. I think are probably also in the same ballpark. Again, like, even Tyrone get swap screwed. Like, that's definitely a factor there. Sarita, isn't really, like, it doesn't get swap screwed or anything. It does survive a lot of tribals, but ultimately is, like, the first of her alliance to go. Also Wyatt Nash. Yeah, I don't know what to do with Wyatt Nash. I think it's just like, I generally don't know. 3 tribals isn't that many. I mean, it's a decent amount in comparison to, like, these other people. I guess, to be fair, like, how many did they go to? I guess Eve went to 3 tribals. Well, Eve survived 3 tribals. In the way that Sarita did. Tyrone got voted out in his 3rd tribal. Oh wait, no. Actually, no, they did go 3 tribals before the swap, didn't they? I was thinking they only went to 2, but no, they went to 3. Yeah, I kind of feel like this then, right? Because, like, even Tyrone were, like, in pretty good spots in their original tribes. Like, Sarita, like, had that play out and was on the bottom. So it's like, yeah. Christina Kell. I think this one's a fully just, like, potential versus reality, like, debate. Like, Christina Kell, I think, is someone that has a lot of potential in the game. Like, she was able to find an idol. She almost pulled off a move against Boston Rob. And even after that, wasn't, like, the next to go immediately. But she was never well positioned in the game. Tyrone and Eve were. But how much do you factor that in with just, like, them being on the old tribe? Better because her tattoo eats. I don't even remember what her tattoo is. So, like, in comparison to previous people, I think even Tyrone or Sharia level, that makes sense to me. I don't exactly know where I'm gonna have Christina. Yeah, like, I really don't know. Maybe is she good enough to be Brian Corden level? I don't think so, right? But part of me does say above. Met Ben Starr yesterday. That's cool. How they could do in Survivor. Does he know anything about Survivor? Like, I feel like he's, like, a very affable guy. Or, like, I'm sure he'll do fine. But, like, I don't know how he would do strategically. What do you mean there's no chance I know who Ben Starr is? I definitely fucking know who Ben Starr is. Like, why would I not know who Ben Starr is? You understand? I'm the biggest Final Fantasy 16 fan in the entire world. Generally, I might be in, like, the upper, like, 10%. Also, I fucking love Expedition 33 also. So yeah, fuck you. What else has he been in? Actually, I'm actually trying to look it up. Actually, wait, he was in a movie called Survivor. That's kind of funny. Yeah, what other games was he in? Atlas Fallen. Should I play Atlas Fallen at some point? First Berserker Kazan. That's something. He's in Date Everything? This means I have to play Date Everything. Anyway. Oh, a different Ben Starr? Okay, well then fuck me. Yeah, I don't know who that is then. Yeah, I didn't know there was a fucking Ben Starr from MasterChef. You know who else loves Expedition 30 played Survivor twice? You know who likes Expedition 30 is married to someone that played Survivor twice? And actually did Genevieve actually played it, right? Eventually, like she played it after she got off 50. I mean, this is the story, right? Like she watched her husband play it first, and then decided to not play it for herself until after 50. Is the story, right? Is Faith from AU on the Master? I have no clue. He plays all the doors. Which Survivor player is the best at too? Genuinely don't know. They definitely do need to be on Blood for Survivor 3. I'll be devastated if they're not. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you did say that Camilla told you to play Expedition 33, which is not wrong. I wonder how much of this cast has played Expedition. It's actually kind of funny that yeah, how much of this cast has played Expedition 33? Because I don't know. I mean, I guess obviously it's more likely nowadays, more nerdy sort of people getting on Survivor, but even then, I feel like that needs to be a specific type of nerd to play Expedition 33. Oh, you meant about the everything? Okay, yeah. Ben Starr voices the Doors. That's kind of funny. The Boston Rob thing, as in Boston Rob being at the White House or whatever with his daughter. Yeah, I only know of Camilla and Genevieve, but I wouldn't be shocked if Devins maybe. But I feel like Devins is a big Fortnite guy. I don't know if he's I don't know if Expedition 33 is in his wheelhouse, but I don't know, yeah, maybe Christian. I feel like Hugh's a Call of Duty guy from what I remember. So I don't know if he's playing Expedition 33. By the way, this is great for the VOD. Thank God for having this discussion in the middle of me ranking average power player, but that's fine. I'm thinking that's literally what the daytime stream is going to be. The daytime stream is so fucked. Where literally the entire stream is just going to be work on player ranking, but also there's going to be a billion side tangents along the way. But yeah. Yeah, Devin, Fishback, and Gavin are they play Fortnite together, which is very random. I feel like, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think even Tyrone versus Christina is such a weird one because Christina, I think, has demonstrated more potential for whatever that means. But we do see Tyrone and Eve just doing better. I think I'm gonna have to go this in the grand scheme of things. Did Q even know Gavin was on Survivor? No, he pretty much said that, right? Even in the response, he was he still didn't know that that Gavin was on Survivor. A Pokemon guy, but if I was on Survivor, would have been redundant after Brando. Yeah. And after Drew, too. They had two of them on the same season. They had two Pokemon guys on the same season. I still don't know what I'm doing with Matt Elrod. Yeah, that's what I'm I feel like Matt feels too high, right? He should not, I think he should be below the swap screwed players. Yeah, I really just, again, he's such a weird player. There's because his game is awful. It's one of the worst possible games you could possibly play. But he's like demonstrated to be good at challenges. He's well liked. He would have demolished a jury vote, even though he shouldn't have even had a chance to even getting close to a jury vote. I think I don't know. Yeah, where do I put him in this? Like, I think there's a serious argument that he's like here, right? Like, just better than Francesca. But like him making it deep with a lot of win equity. But like he shouldn't have. Yeah, I really don't know who to compare him to. I think there's really just no comparison, right? I think I'll put him here for now. I don't know. Yeah, it's like also things that like I think, yeah, more times than not, I don't think what happens to him on that season happens to him. Like, yeah, I think it's a spot where like it happened because Boss Drop was there. If Boss Drop was not there, I don't think Matt is booted in that spot more times than not. But he like literally comes back into the game and like is just booted again, like by his own people again, and it's like, yeah, I really don't know. Yeah, Survive One Tribal. That was the tribal that Francesca went to. Who the next boot from A Redemption is? I think I know or have a good idea of who it is, which I won't say now because I think it's influenced by spoilers. Yeah, I'll leave him here for now. We'll see when everything plays out. I think Jill being here is fine. David Murphy. I think Dan Limbo's next. And then I think we're in like Marty versus David Murphy. I think is interesting. I think it's amazing to me that Matt is a great challenge guy and Ometempe did well. I was thinking about this recently. Like, is Matt Elrod actually that good of a competitor? Like, the thing is, like, Matt Elrod, like, did very well at, like, Redemption Island. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, Redemption Island is, like, mostly carnival games, right? To where, like, it's not really, like, I don't know if, like, the skills that you need to do well at Redemption Island are really, like, applicable to, like, you doing well at, like, a massive obstacle course. Or the lacrosse challenge that, like, Grant demolished in. It's like, I don't know, it's like, Matt Elrod, like, I'm sure he's fine in challenges, but, like, I think he probably is, like, overstated in how good he is at challenges, especially because, like, all the matchups were, like, 1v1 and they were, like, fairly, like, weak competitors. But he's, like, in terms of, like, his duels, it's, like, he beats Francesca, he beats Russell Hantz, he beats, Christina Klump, Christina Kell also. Christina Kell, Christina Kell, then Krista Klump. There we go. Fuck me. And then Stephanie Valencia, and then Sarita is who he beats, which is like all like not the greatest competitors in the world. And then once we get to post merge, it's like he's not even winning those duels. He's like coming in second or third even. Where he loses the mic in literally every single duel there. So yeah, it's like I don't think he's actually that great of a competitor in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I think Redemption Island format did benefit, like make him look like a better competitor. But anyway, yeah, I still don't know. Marty versus David. I kind of feel like David's worse. By time of the merge, David was the next to go. Like he, I don't even know what the fuck he was doing with like with Stephanie and all that stuff. He's chiseled. I mean, yeah. Mike Chisel, like I believe it's Chisel technically, right? But either way, Mike Chisel might actually be like one of the best like challenge competitors in Survivor history. Generally, I do actually wonder like even though I was not a big like Survivor challenge guy, I think it actually would be interesting to see who is actually like the best challenge competitor in Survivor history. And I feel like it more than likely is not like someone that you would expect. I think it is probably like a random person like Mike Cheezel. Does Steven win against anybody in 49? From what I understand, he wins against everybody. And how does RZA do against Sev and Sophie B? I think at best he gets like 1 vote. Probably not even that. David's above Julie and Ralph. I think that comes down to the argument of how much do you like factor in potential. I think David has more potential as a player than Julie and Ralph. But also, I don't like. I think it's like against Ralph. I think that's probably fine. Like Julie is like what is there like factually that we could say David is better at than Julie in the game? There's like Julie survives over him. Julie was better positioned. But David didn't do good work with Philip either. David also got into fights with Philip. Like the only one that didn't get into fights with Philip is Ralph. So I think like I get the Ralph one at least, but I think against Julie, I think Julie's just still better. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with Marty. Are these people getting too high too? Like, is Benry this high? Like, Benry's not that good, right? Like Benry's someone that like had the double quit not happen. He was probably what, like final 9 boot. Yeah, I kind of feel like Benry's probably too high here. Like I feel like Benry. Like, where is he in this? Like, he probably is Brendan Sincott level. For whatever that's worth. Like, he does survive a few tribals after the merge. Which for that, it's better than Brendan. But, like, he's never, like, really in a good, like, spot. But he was, like, a swing vote a couple times. Do I stand by Marty below? Okay. I feel okay with Ralph being next. And then I kind of feel like these 3 are like all kind of debatable. I think Marty had the most upside at any point in his game, but also he just like never had like a long-term path. I think I'm gonna go Benry above Marty and David still. And I think they're here. And then it's kind of funny to have Kelly purple this high. I don't know. Marty's like Marty had like an idea of what he should be doing in the game, but he just never, like, especially after the swap, like, was never able to really get much. I mean, but I guess, like, the fact that he at least got something together, right? At least, like, at the merge, it's like, yeah, he's down in numbers. He gets taken out, like, at final 11. But, like, he at least did create, like, a 4-person alliance. Thought it was a 6-person alliance. Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna go. I think my gut's telling me this. I think my gut's telling me Ralph, David, Julie, and then Marty, and then Benry, and then Purple Kelly, I think. And, like, genuinely, I don't know what to do with Purple Kelly. but I think that's fine. And then this is fucked. Like, what the fuck is this? Jane Bright versus Nat 10. I think Jane's worse. I think. Like, the problem Nat 10 is she had like no win equity, right? But also, she was like a fairly stable player. Like, she's someone that like was never in any real danger. She had like fairly solid allies. Yeah, I don't think there's like, is there even a scenario on that season that she doesn't make it to the end? So yeah, or like Jane, like I don't think she had a path to the end. Also, like, isn't even like a guaranteed win at the end. She definitely had people that didn't like her. So yeah, I was screwed over by Double Quit. Was she though? I don't know if she was screwed over by the Double Quit. Like, if anything, actually, it probably helps her get further into the game, right? Like, if it wasn't for a Double Quit, she probably gets taken out. I mean, I guess for Fabio's medium run, plays factor and things. But, like, so it's like, I don't think Jane was ever going to make it deep into that season. Because, like, I think, like, Nyanka and Purple Kelly are being brought to the end in that world. Like, Jane's just, like, even further on the bottom with them in the game. And it's like, yeah, she had a relationship with Nyanka and Purple Kelly, but, like, they also had relations with, like, the other people left in the game. Like, Nyanka was, like, close to Chase, and, like, Purple Kelly was close to Sash, and it's like, it's like, I don't think there's really much potential for Jane. Who's the plan boot for around the Double Quit? I think it was going to be Benry. Benry or Fabio. Yeah, I can see it. I can see this too. I can see Kelly Purple above Jane. And again, it just really comes down to the fact that I think she has no path in the game. Genuinely. Is there an argument for this? Ultimately, like, she does outlast Benry and Marty. So that's something. I think, like, her entire play around Marty is, like, really fucking bad. But, like, she does technically win the battle eventually against him. And then, yeah, she's just, like, in the majority more than Benry towards the end. So, like, I guess she's better. Kelly at least stopped targeting Sash and got an idol from him. Got an idol from him. What are we talking about that? But yeah, I think Nyanka next. And then I think we get to this group. Yeah, I think Nat 10 and Philip for sure. Then I could, is Grant or Brenda? Kelly over Nyanka. I think Nyanka's just a much more active player. I could see the argument, but it's like, even by the time like of her quit, like she was just blindsided. She wasn't like she wasn't in the know of what was actually going on. Like Nyanka, like at least was like seemingly in the center of the game. Yeah, I think Nyanka's just a much more like proactive player than Kelly. Like, is going to be like more like, I think it's like, I don't think Nyanka, like, I think Nyanka is someone that like will always be just more active in the game and like be like when it comes to like Kelly, it's like I don't think Kelly will likely ever win the game, and like obviously Nyanka doesn't have grace winner prospects because of like how confrontational she is, but like I think there's at least a world where Nyanka is respected for her game. Where like I don't think Kelly Purple's ever respected for her game. So yeah, I think Nyanka, like they're gonna be around this, like they're gonna be in a similar level, but like I stand by Nyanka above Purple Kelly. I don't think Nyanka actually had win equity. Like how, especially in a final 3. If it was a final 2, maybe Nyanka could win. I don't know if Nyanka can win a final 3. Jane, Holly, Purple Kelly, final 3. It's probably between... Actually, Purple Kelly might get votes because she's, like, the only non-old person. Like, that's a spot where... It depends on how she gets... Does she get there by, like, winning out? If she wins out, then I think she definitely would have a chance, I guess. Like, if she wins out in the way that, like, Fabio does, I think Kelly Purple would have a chance of getting, like Marty and like, Dan... I think Dan probably votes Jane. She would have a shot. And she did get the milk her own milk. Thank God. Thank God she got the milk her own milk. But yeah, okay. I think Brenda is tough here. It's weird because, like, I think there's actually an argument that Brenda... Like, I think Brenda could be, like, all over. Like, I generally don't know where Brenda should be here. Like, I think I think Grant and Steve are kind of tied. I think they're in, like, similar spots. As players. Brenda should be above Aubrey. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, she did 2 seasons, which is like, that's kind of the thing. Because I don't think I factored that as much into my initial ranking as I am now. But like now, for me, like moving up like Corinne and moving up Eliza, it's like I think there's a serious argument that Brenda's like gonna be like here. And really, there's like probably an argument that Brenda's above Andrea, but I think Andrea like has 3 appearances where she's like very consistent in the game. Like technically, Brenda did outplay Andrea on the season they were together. But I mean, is her like? Do people like assess her Caramone game that well? Yeah, her Caramone game's not great. Like it's actually pretty bad until like the merge. Wait, what was that? Everyone's above Aubrey, obviously. Yeah, Aubrey's just the worst player of all time. But yeah, I think... Okay, I think it is probably Grant and Steve here. I think it's probably Grant and Steve. Then... I'm debating Mike. Where should Mike be? Because, like, on paper, I feel like Mike's a better player than Fabio. Like, obviously, this top 750 try player video won't include Aubrey. That would be funny. Imagine I don't include, like, Tony or something. Like, I don't include, like, the best player of all time in my top 750 player video. That'd be funny. Yeah, no, actually, no Rizzo. That'd be really funny. Aubrey's a bottom. Thank God we know that. Steve's worse than Grant for essentially quitting. I don't think. I think Steve like quit because like he knew he wasn't gonna win at that point. Like it's like I think if he had a chance to win, he would obviously still try. But like at that point, it's just like fuck. We're just like so fucking decimated by Buster Up at this point. But I think Steve is someone that at least has more like. I think Steve's a more sound strategic player. Like was actually like had a ally that was actually loyal to him, unlike Grant. And like Grant's someone that like if his tribe didn't go into mergers numbers, like he's probably booted earlier than what Steve was in comparison. Again, like ultimately Grant was still like towards the bottom of his power structure. I feel fine with Steve above Grant. I still don't know what to do with this. Even Chase and Sash is tough. Also, they're better players than Allied, to be fair. How dare you? Again, Mike Cheezel is the best player of all time. I don't know what you're talking about. Generally, though, I think Mike Cheezel is actually, like, a genuinely, like, pretty good Survivor player. Like, to me, he's, like, probably in the, like, Greg Jen level. I don't know where that is in the grand scheme of things. There's no secret scene for episode 3 yet. Is there not? Actually, generally, I don't remember. Yeah, is there not? I think I'm gonna go Holly. Especially Holly had like a very turbulent beginning to her game. Like plays one of the most dominant pre-merge games of all time. Yeah. Mike's more is more active of a player in the merge episode than I remembered. Yeah, like he's really the main person like trying to pull over Matt. And he gets him initially until Matt's like, fuck, I need to be like a good guy. I need to be this like religious guy that like doesn't go against my word. Yeah, I like genuinely I do feel like Fabio's worse than Mike Cheezel. Like I would have much more faith in Mike Cheezel on any given season than Fabio. And I do generally believe that Mike Cheezel was like so close to winning the game. Like I do think if Zapatero comes to merge with numbers, or even if he comes back from redemption, I think Mike Cheezel wins the game. So yeah, I think I feel fine with this. I think I feel fine with these two. And then I think I would even debate, okay, these three. Also, I'm thinking is Brenda getting too high at this point is also a thing. How's he different from Marcus? I don't know if he is that much. Where's Marcus on this? I think there is a difference, but like it's not like a major one. Where's Marcus? Here. Like I think the difference is that I think with Marcus, like with Mike is that we know his like win equity was so high at the time that he was like and to be fair, that's because of Redemption Island. But like he still like came actually close to winning the game. Even when things went as bad as possible. And yeah, I think Mike was also like a much more active player than we see of Marcus, where we don't really see Marcus doing much like negotiating for his group. Like he's in leader position for his group, but he's not really like this main person that is like going out and like making these relationships and all that. Like she's lost against a 22-year-old goat. That is true. That is the thing he did. That's why she's above him. Is Brenda really this high? I think that's the thing that's starting to bother me. I don't know if Brenda's actually that high. Like, I do think Brenda, like she's higher than Corinne, right? So, like, I think Mike Shields is probably here. Like, Brenda's probably here. I kind of feel like Ashley is above Brenda. Like, I think Ashley is a player that, like, had the right idea. Like, I think Ashley is, like, probably Jen Lyon. Possibly above Jen Lyon. Someone that had the right idea, but never really was given the opportunity to actually, like, pull the trigger. Like, I actually think there's an argument that Ashley's better than Alexis Jones. But I think they're probably, like, in a similar-ish spot. Then, yeah, where's Chase and where's Sash? I kind of feel like this is probably what's going to be. I do think there is a serious argument for Chase, or for Sash above Chase. Chase comes closer to winning the game. But I think Sash is definitely a more, like, openly strategic player. So, yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I think they're going to be around, like, where Rafe is. It's like, I think Andrea's 3 appearances is still enough. I think. Yeah, I think I'm still going to put Andrea above. I don't know, though, because I think at this point, separating Brenda and Andrea by that much feels a little weird. Like, I do think Andrea doing it 3 times and making it deep 3 times, and, like, at least on her 3rd appearance, having a lot of win equity. Her 1st appearance, she made it further than Brenda did. It's like, she's above Brenda for sure, but, like, that much of a gap feels a bit weird. Andrea's like James, more win equity or more game ability. Yeah, I think that's a fair comparison. Where's James on here? Like there? Yeah, I think that's fine. I think I'll leave it like this for now. I mean, obviously we're about to mix the lists together anyway, so like whatever. It's not like we're done with this for now. But yeah. Okay, so that's that, and now we'll mix these 2 lists together. What time are we at? 1:30. Could be worse. Okay. So, the top is easy, right? Like, I think all these people are, like, very clearly above Andrea. Like, I don't think that's much of a debate. Like, maybe Natalie. I actually, to be fair, I think you could debate these 3. I think I will still put them above Andrea, but, like, I think you could debate it. I think these 3 are just, like, fundamentally above. But I think I will go Andrea next, just because, like, we've seen her so many times at this point. And then, where is Brett in this? I think he's probably Ashley Underwood level. I mean, really, like, Brett and Mike Cheezel actually do have a lot of comparisons. But I guess, like, Brett was able to, like, naturally get to the Final 4. Or, like, Mike, like, obviously was technically voted out at Final 11. So, yeah, I think this is probably a more apt comparison. Russell above Coach? I don't know. Like, maybe I'm giving Coach credit for 50 already, but, like, I think in terms of, like, I think they're equal-ish before 50, and I think now, like, seeing him make, like, what seems to be, like, an okay appearance again, it's like, I'll put him above Russell. Brett is bad strategically? I don't know, is he bad strategically? I don't know if I really, like, have enough to say that he's bad strategically. Sash has more chance of being a GOAT than who? than Andrea or Chase or Brett. Anyway, yeah, he did want Eric out at 12. That is fair. Yeah, I think I'll go this. And then Brett here. Then okay. I think it is these three next. Fabio's a weird one. Like Fabio's a winner, but he's not a good winner. But he does have like he's good at challenges. He's well liked socially. I think I'm gonna do it because like ultimately, like I feel like Holly feels in line with like this grouping. I think this is like the Holly grouping. These two feel in line with like these three. Then like Mick is probably with Philip and Natalie, I feel like. Brenda above Brett. Has 2 appearances. Okay, so this is okay. I think to me it feels like if Brenda is above Brett, I feel like she's also above Ashley. I think is what my gut tells me. I think that's fine. Like she's probably in like this grouping. I don't know though. Okay. I mean, yeah, she is in this group. Yeah, she's definitely in this grouping. But where are these people in this? Thing is, not like Natalie Bolton's in the middle of a whole bunch of returnees, so I guess that doesn't really do much. Better or worse than Ashley Underwood? I generally think Ashley Underwood's a better player, but like Brenda, we've seen twice. But I think I'll still go this. I think it's fine putting her above Brett because I do think Brett and Mike Chizo are like not like that far apart. But I still do feel weird about putting her above Ashley. But yeah. Again, I think these are next 4. The questions to order there. Holly. I wish I had more from Holly in terms of like knowledge about win equity because like from what I understand, Holly was not respected. I don't think the jury wanted to give her the win. But I don't think she was drawing dead necessarily. But I'm not sure where her votes necessarily come from. And like what is the winning scenario for her? Where like her best case scenario seems to be the Chase Sash one, but it doesn't even seem like she wins that one. I guess like you could argue the double quit took out some of her options of people to make it to the end with. I think my gut's telling me Aaron is better than all of them. It's weird because like Aaron's actually not that good in the grand scheme of things, but also I think considering where she started, she did pretty well. Like I think Jason and Taj feel kind of tied, or like I think they're kind of similar, and then like okay, not what I meant to. And I think it's a debate of like, is Holly above or below. And like actually, I think Holly actually has more comparisons to Aaron. Then again, Holly was actually like an Aaron that was actually able to gain some influence, right? I think I talked myself back into this. Like, okay, so Holly, like Aaron and Holly were on the bottom of their original tribes. Aaron post merge was able to flip to the other side, get in with them, and then become the third. And like Holly was that to a degree, but Holly was actually in a position to get to the final three. In a spot where like they knew it was a final three. But then Fabio kind of ruined things there. And yeah, it's like Holly did have a decent amount of influence in the game. Like she's definitely more in a top position than Aaron. So I think that's fine. I actually, there's probably an argument of her versus Fabio, but whatever for now. Then yeah, I think Jason Taj are next, and then Dave Ball versus David Wright or Steve. Fuck me, Dave Wright. Steve Wright. I think Dave Ball's better. I feel pretty confident about that. Aaron made final 2 if JC lost final immunity. I mean, that's the exact same situation that Holly was in. Holly would have made final 3 if it wasn't for what's it called? Fabio winning immunity. Yeah. Steve versus Debbie. But again, they all knew it was a Final 3 season. All like with Tocantins, they all knew it was a Final 3 season. Like the reason they took, like the reason why Steven wanted Aaron in the Final 3 is not jury related, or like, at least not because like again, I think if it was a Final 3 of, like if they knew the Final 3 was Final Tribal, I don't think they take Aaron. Like I think they're fine taking Taj. Like, the reason they take Aaron over Taj is because Steven wanted Aaron there to win final immunity and take him. Like, it wasn't, like, fundamentally, like, jury. Like, it's not like they wanted the final 3 of it all. With Aaron. Grant above Steve. Again, I am still fine with it. I am debating Debbie. I think I'll put Debbie above both, I think. Yeah, I think I'll put Debbie above both. Third best player on Survivor Tocantins? Potentially. I think the problem is, like, again, like, how she win, but, yeah. Then, I think Kelly Sharball's next. And then I think, I guess we can move this down. Nick versus Philip Shepard. What a debate to be had. Philip has 2 appearances. Like, his second appearance wasn't, like, bad. All things considered, like, I'm not that bad. I think Mick in general has more potential to win the game than Philip. But also, Mick is feckless. So, yeah. Don't know. Like, either I think Philip and Natalie are, like, kind of together, and then it's, well, not really. Like, I think Mick's above Natalie. Maybe, actually. Generally, there is a bit of an argument in there. Yeah, because, like, Mick was technically on the bottom of Foa. Like, the only reason he survives to make it to the final 3 is because of challenge strength. But technically, like Natalie, Jason, and Russell were closer to each other than to Mick. So like I think that's actually an argument that can be made against him in comparison to Natalie and Philip. Or Philip's like debatable, but like Philip has two appearances. I think in comparison to Natalie though, Natalie like was always making it to the end. I guess there's a world like I guess if Grant got his way, it would have been Grant, Rob, Philip. Um, but so where do I have Becky? Becky's here. Okay. I kind of feel like Mick is below. Like, I think my gut is that Natalie is, like, right below Mick, and I think Mick is, like, around... Wait, what the fuck did I just say? Wait, Becky... Wait. Natalie is right below Becky, is what I meant to say. And then I think Mick is, like, around where Sandra is. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this. And then... this is kind of a train wreck. Laura Moret. Oh my god, fucking Russ Swan's here too. Yeah, should we just? I think we're gonna work on the bottom because fuck that. We'll deal with that later. Okay. People at the bottom. Carolina versus Shannon. Genuinely, Carolina might be worse. Like, Shannon at least, like, had, like, people wanting him to stay. Carolina had nobody, and she gets voted out over Sandy. Which is pretty insane. So, like, I mean, like, she's essentially just Michelle Chase level, right? Like, she's pretty bad. Then I think I'll go Shannon. I mean, okay, let's think this through. Genuinely, there's an argument that these two are worse than Shannon. There's no precedent for Shannon being. What do you mean? Like, Shannon is like the John Raymond, or like, I don't know. Like, literally, we have Jonathan, Livy, and Wanda right here. I think there's definitely precedent for Shan being worse than Wendy. I don't know where Yasmin is in this. Again, he creates a majority alliance that doesn't stick together. That instant crumbles because he's the one that crumbled it. Like, he pisses off the people in his alliance to where most of them flip. It's like Nicole Delma being higher than the people with no allies. That doesn't. But again, the difference between that is that Nicole Delma was not hated from a social perspective. Like, Shannon was genuinely hated. Like, people was like, this guy's a fucking asshole and we can't work with this guy. Like, with Nicole Delma, it was like, oh fuck, she's coming after me, so we need to turn after. Like, that's not even what it was with Shannon. But Shannon's just like, fuck this guy. This guy's a fucking asshole. I feel fine having Shannon as one of the worst players ever. I don't think him creating an alliance is good enough. Like, he's worse than Mia for sure. I think he deserves to be in this like very bottom like tier of people. I don't know if he has what to do with Yasmin though. Like, Yasmin literally pissed off both like tribes somehow. Um. mm, like I kind of feel like this. Like genuinely, probably this. Actually, Shawn Elkins. Like, do I want to put Shawn Elkins this high? But like, I kind of feel like this. Like Yasmin, Candice, Marisa, then Shannon. That feels too high for Shannon. Yasmin got her tribe to hate her faster than Nash found Io. That is true. Marisa stands will get mad. Yeah, but sadly, that's kind of the reality. Then I think Wendy Jo, and then I think Sandy. And then I'm thinking maybe Jimmy Johnson before Betsy? Yeah, to be honest, I can kind of see it. Like, I think Candice is probably someone that I'm probably, like, underselling a little bit because I think Candice at least... Actually, I think Candice and Marisa both are similar players, actually. They're, like... I think they're both kind of tied. And I think that's actually fine. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Putting Shannon below Candice and Marisa, but above Yasmin. Because, like, I think Marisa and Candice at least have, like, good instincts in the game. Or I should say in the game. Have good instincts of, can read the people around them, at least. Where I think, like, Shannon is such a self-destructive player to where I feel okay with that. Yeah, I still know I'm doing this. Like, where's Mike Barassi in this? Well, I guess I did say Mike Barassi's, like, around where Jimmy Johnson is. But again, she had the instincts to know that Russell was not actually with her. And was, like, playing all sides. That's something, at least. Like, again, if only she just didn't tell Russell that. Oh, is Betsy actually next? Yeah, I think Betsy's probably next in the grand scheme of things. Then I think Mike Barassi and Jimmy Johnson are probably next. Where the fuck does Ben Browning go? Couldn't tell you. Like, at least, I think he's probably where Jimmy T is. Yeah, okay. I think we'll... Jimmy Johnson versus Mike Barassi. Jimmy Johnson quit. Mike Barassi didn't? But then Jimmy Johnson at least had, like, more, like, influence, seemingly, to a degree. I don't know, like, the Mike Barassi... Like, what were Mike Barassi's long-term prospects? Yeah, it was Survivor Betsy. That would have been too tribal. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Whatever. I'll do that. I think I'm finally putting Kelly Bruno below Mike below Ben Browning, which is kind of funny. And then yeah, I think Ben below Jimmy T. Yeah, I think Ben below Jimmy T. Like, because, like, I don't know, Jimmy T got on people's nerves. But, like, Ben was genuinely, like, Ben was someone that, like, was the most physical person on his tribe. and still got himself voted out. Like on a tribe that was like going to tribal constantly, and he still was voted out. Like I think it's very bad. Then I don't know what to do with Jerry in this. Okay, so like trying to piece this all together. Like, who are the people I'm debating with? So like Laura and Monica are probably close together. I think this is probably the grouping they're with. I would say Russ Swan's probably below them, but above Benry, maybe? I don't know, Russ Swan or Benry? Like, I think they're probably in similar-ish positions their first time around. Genuinely, I actually might give it to Benry. Yeah, the real questions. Yeah. I think I'll give it to Benry. Then I think... Ah, dude, actually, no, this is fucked. I don't know. Yeah, dude, it's just a fucked list. Like, how am I supposed to rank these people? Like, is his second appearance enough? I generally don't fucking know. Whatever. I think it's these people are. Actually, fuck it. I don't know. I generally don't even know what I'm doing at this point. Where's Jerry in this? I think he's probably above Francesca. Like, I think I go Kristalina, Francesca, then Jerry versus Matt Elrod. Okay, so like I think Shambo is around Dan Lembo level. But then I don't know. This feels a bit weird though. Okay, maybe lower. Like it feels weird to have Shambo, Dan Lembo, and like it feels weird to have like these players up like this high. But maybe it is, right? Yeah, I think it's fine having Matt there. Just because, like, he literally only survives over Francesca. He gets booted twice. Like, Jerry, like, I don't know what his long-term prospects were, but, like, he didn't even get voted out naturally. I think I will go Jerry next, though. And I think Spencer and Liz are kind of in this ballpark. Like, I think they're probably here. And I think this is definitely above. I need to figure out where I'm putting Shambo. Jerry would have won, obviously. Like Stephanie, I think probably demonstrated more skill in the game, but also is just on the bottom the entire time. I think my gut is telling me this, Spencer, then Stephanie. And then Liz and Sarita, I think, are kind of comparable. Sarita had more of a loyal ally, but Liz survived like a good amount of tribals before the end. I just don't think Spencer does much like well in the grand scheme. It's like I don't know what to really like praise him for outside of surviving over Carolina and Sandy, who should have been like very easy people to survive over. Or like I think Stephanie at least like is able to like pull over like David. At least seem to be a very like strategically minded player. Like does survive the same amount of tribals as Spencer. Shri barely makes top barely makes bottom 750 players. Sure, that is technically the case. I think I'll go this. Yeah, I think I'll go this. It's tough because again, Serena had more of a like a loyal ally in Ralph than Liz, but Liz just survives so much longer in the game. Also, I kind of feel like Christina's probably too high. She did survive 3 tribals though. Yeah, fuck it, I'll put Christina there. Then where should Shambo be? Should Shambo be here? I mean, even if she is there, she's still technically above like these players. Yeah, so I guess that's just where she is. All right. Yeah, then I think Shambo here. Then Den Lembo. Okay, please. Then Sierra. I think you could even debate this technically, but I just don't think Dan does much actively well. Like Dan at least had win equity though. I think like the debate between Dan and Shambo. I think Shambo maneuvers through the game probably better, but I think Dan was more liked, and Dan like seemingly beats everybody at the end towards the end, so that's something. Yeah, as I said, like I think Shambo navigates through the game better. Like Dan is just someone that can win, where I feel like Shambo is someone that can't really win unless she's like against like the biggest of like the biggest goats. So yeah, I think I'll stick with that for now. Then okay, I think an issue. Well, no, I guess like they're like Karen level. Yeah, I guess they're Karen level. And then like I think it is this grouping next. Probably Joe's in there too. I don't know. Joe, okay. I think it's like I'm fine with that next. And then it's like where's Joe in this? Is Joe below them all? I think Joe and Ralph Kaiser, I think, are like kind of similar. Yeah, that's fair. Dan got benefited by double quit for sure. But again, it's more so about just like a general like perception thing of like people like Dan, people don't like Shambo. Sierra should be worse than Eve. I think Sierra was in the initial majority despite being sick. I think that's something to give her credit for. Post-merge, like, she wasn't, like, taken out right away, at least. Even when she's booted, like, that's kind of, like, a weird vote in itself. Like, Eve was swap screwed, yeah. But, like, I think it's, like, I think this, like, these people are, like, where Sharia is to me. And where is it? Sierra to me is like where like Jean Robert is. Or like Eve was swap screwed, but also she had enough time to like do something about it and didn't and failed. It's not like the biggest swap screw of it all. Like it's like she definitely like part of the reason she's screwed over is because like she swapped with people that she isolated the first time around. So yeah, I think I'm fine with it. Eva survived over Jill. They weren't on the same tribe. Like they were on different tribes. I do think Sydney feels too high here, to be honest. Like, is Sydney really this good? Like, Sydney should probably be where, like, Sarita is. He's like, she's essentially in the Sarita spot, right? She's like part of a duo that gets like flipped on by the end of the pre-merge. But like it's not like them being screwed over in any way. It's like, yeah, actually, I kind of feel like this. Yeah, I think Joe might be lower too. I mean, really, it's like I think all these people might be lower. I don't know. Like, is Ashley really this much better? Is Eric... Like, okay, Eric is going to be around here. This grouping is still around here. I guess Ashley's still there. Should Liz be higher? Like, because I feel like Liz and Ashley shouldn't be that far apart. Liz fucked up her own game. I mean, like, but she still survived so long to even get to that point, though. I guess Sydney's not even that good, though. Like, I don't think Sydney's actually that good of a player. Like, I think literally, like, her game position is the exact same as Sarita's. Dude, I don't know what to do with these people. It is really fucked. Like, I don't think Ashley Trainor's this good. Like, I think Ashley Trainer should be, like, here. Like, I don't think she's that much better than Liz. Like, she's better than Liz, probably. But, like, she's not that much better than Liz. Also, I don't think Eric Cardona should be this high either, probably. But also, like, these people suck also. So it's like, I guess. Like, maybe it's that these people should be higher? Like, should these people be around Joel level then? Like, should these people be, like, here? Is that what's making this look fucked? I think I'm okay with that. It's like this puts Jill, even Tyrone closer to the Joel spot. Puts, which is like around this spot on this list. Eric is with Kobe. There with like Karen. Ashley Trainor's like where like Ashley Ashby is. I think that's fine. I think I'm fine with this. And then I have no clue where the fuck I'm putting Joe. I think Joe here, maybe? Like he is medevaced in a spot where like he wasn't the next to go, but also he didn't really have like much like long-term prospects. And Joe survives over Sydney at least, but yeah, ultimately, yeah, it's not that much different. Like maybe here. But is he really even better than Sierra? I don't know. Oh, is he worse than Sierra? You're right. Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's like, it's gonna be a lot of hours. It's already like over 30, isn't it? How many hours have I done this already? It is an insane amount of hours. I don't know. Where's Eric Cardona again? He's Kobe. Like, I think he's below Eric Cardona. But I'm not sure if he's... like, I feel like he's like Jeff Wilson, which would put him, like, here. Like, it would put him, like, above, like, the really shitty post-mergers. With Spoiler Talk, technically it should have been already, but, like, whenever I finish this... I don't think we're doing the Survivor Dole tonight, considering how long this took. We'll do those next stream. I think I'm gonna settle on this again. We're already taking too long on this. Then, well, technically all these people are gonna go lower. How many more people do I have here? I have 13 people, so I need a 13-person gap. Move down 9 spots. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, by the way. But whatever. Okay. So now what the fuck do I do with these people? Okay, cool. There. Where's Joe in this again? Joe's around here. Where's Ralph Kaiser? He's probably in, like, this grouping. The, like, shitty post-mergers, but not, like, bottom-of-the-barrel post-mergers. So I think that does put him above the swap screws. Yeah, questions where Fincher is in this. Did play ranking early in stream? What do you mean power ranking? What power ranking? Like, I didn't do another power ranking this stream. Ralph and Sierra have similar games. I think Ralph is better than Sierra. Like, Ralph was, like, fairly well liked. He was in, like, even though he was, like, blindsided when Sarita went home, like, he wasn't, like, from what I understand, next to go. Like, they actually still liked Ralph and wanted to take him deep. Like, Sierra's just hated by, like, everyone on that cast for the most part. Ralph and Rocky feel similar. Where's Rocky in this? Here? Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, I think, like, right above the swap screws. But, like, not that much better. I think I'm just going to end up settling with these 3 next. And then I think it's like Marty versus Fincher. And I think I'm going to lean Marty. Like, I think Marty almost got himself out of a very tricky situation. More than Fincher, where, like, Fincher, like, was on the bottom of his tribe. And then, like, does eventually flip, but then is, like, taken out immediately afterwards. Actually, wait, where's Brandon? Okay, so I think Fincher's, like, Brandon Quinton. I think it's, like, an okay comparison to me. It's like, where's Brandon Quinton? Like, on these other lists. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to really... Like, I think he... Like, him versus Ace... I think it's, like, kind of close. Either way, I feel okay with Marty being above him. I'll just do this for now, just for sake of, like, let's get this fucking over with. But yeah, I think this is fine. Marty and John above them. Okay. Then, generally, Brendan and Marty is also a debate. Brendan. I think Brendan might be lower, actually. Yeah, I think Marty. Like, I think the Exile Alliance stuff was pretty good, but doesn't really follow through. Marty actually is able to, like, almost put together Resistance. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then, what do I do with Russ Swan? There's only been 7 ties. I think I would have assumed there would have been more than that. Dude, what the fuck? Russ Swan. Is Russ Swan better than Marty? Well, actually, let's do this. Because, like, I know Benry for, like, I'm gonna put Benry above Marty, so we can put Benry here, and it's just a debate. It's like Russ Swan above or below Benry, I guess. I kind of feel below. To be honest, there's actually part of me that wants to put, part of me wants to put Russ Swan below Marty. Because, like, I think Marty's at least a more versatile player. Like, Russell's someone that is, like, very, like, stagnant in the game. He's, like, someone that I don't really see him, like, being willing to, like, work with, like, people that he doesn't really gel with. I don't really see him being able to, like, put together this, like, resistance that Marty was. I think I'm gonna go here. I think I'll put Russ Swan there. And then, what do I do with Monica Padilla and Laura Morat? Okay, let's look at previous lists. So, like, Becky, Sandra, they're here, which I think is, like, around where Mick is. Angie, James, Jenny, is that where they are? It's like, I think Jane is, like, around here. Like, Jane and Lydia, I think that's fine of a comparison. Like, I generally don't know. Where's Monica Padilla in all this? This is such a fucked list. I think I'm okay with putting Jane next. They're both, like, pretty bad, though. Is she better than Russell? What, Jane? Yeah, you could figure. I mean, like, Jane, I think her early game's pretty bad. Post-merge, she's, like, in with the majority group, but she's always towards the bottom of it. Does get kind of screwed by Fabio winning out, but even then, she didn't really have a path to the end. I kind of feel like she's, like, a worse Ted, right? Which, like, I don't know, dude. What the fuck am I doing? This is taking way too fucking long. Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, Monica worse than Russell. Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, generally, now I think about it, because, like, really, it's like, yeah, I think it's like Cambodia versus Philippines. Philippines, he survives more tribals than Monica does. Even the first time around, like, Russell's more with the majority group than Monica was. like Monica was always like a tag along with the girls groups. Like she was even like really with them, where like really like everyone was with Russell Swan, where like no one really wanted to take him to the very end, but like he was at least like more stable in the game. Oh, she's targeting Cambodia. I don't actually even know the real. I know that no one trusted her from her Beyond tribe. I don't know exactly why it is. Hmm. I think I'm just gonna go here. I'm still debating Jane also. Like dude, this has gone on way too. It's 2:15 in the morning. Yeah, it was a 3-2-1. But like, it's not like the two that didn't vote for, like, it's like everyone was willing to vote at Monica. They just didn't bother like telling Spencer and Kelly. Which winner do I think had the best losing game? Wait, the best losing game the other time they played? Like, are we talking about like post them winning? I assume. Because like best in general is probably what, like Boston Rob, but that was obviously before he won. So it's like, yeah. Boston Rob in All Stars. Who's the worst? Like probably Tony and Game Changers, I guess. All right. Where's okay? Denise is here. That's too high though. Okay, wait. Jane versus Denise. What is the argument there? I think. Like they're both in similar spots. Denise had a cleaner early game. I mean, actually, wait. Okay, I think Jane and Susie Smith feels more applicable. So I do think she should be here. Okay, I think it's like I think Kelly and Nyanka is above. I think that's fine. I think she's gonna be in like this kind of grouping. Then I just don't know what to do with Laura at this point. Laura had a pretty solid first game. Like ultimately when she goes out, it's like it's not the best. Like obviously it's like there's some strategic fumbles. But had her group go like kept their numbers, like she likely makes it towards the end. Her second appearance though is like really fucking bad. I don't know if she's better than Philip. Like, I think Blood versus Water is like as bad of an appearance as she could have. And her first appearance is like good. I don't know if it's that good. I kind of feel like she's probably just fine here. Like, I think she's below like the people that actually made it to the end. But I think she's like in line with like kind of the I guess it'd be like the Michelle Yee, Crystal Cox people. Laura want Eric out at 12, yeah. I think I feel fine with this for now. Especially considering it's fucking 2:18 in the morning. How did they do this? This was over 2 hours, wasn't it? Or at least close to it. So fuck me, dude.